Hi, my beautiful three pinners. Welcome to your September directives. All right, this is going to be about a 10-minute video, and I really want you guys to listen up because this is a powerful month for you to generate a lot of change in the direction that you want things to go towards. And we're going to dive into that in a second. So all of the personal year numbers were all swimming around the 9 frequency of September. And what that basically means is that the energy of the 9, which is release, let go of the things that have outlasted their usefulness in your life in order to make way for the new. If you think of our lives as a container that can only hold so much, any container, and you've piled it up with stuff, this is the time to let go of the stuff. So let's talk about the stuff in the 9 frequency. This is the number of the selfless humanitarian, and that requires this ability to walk your talk and talk your walk and say what you mean and mean what you say. It's basically living in alignment with a higher integrity and higher principles. It's an inspirational number, it's a charismatic number, and ultimately at the end of the day, when you pair it with feeling the reality of everything I just said as a felt sense, it becomes the selfless humanitarian that sees all people, all things, all creations around the world, what makes up our beautiful world, as well as ourselves living inside of it as spiritual beings having a human experience, as incredibly valuable. All right. So the process of 9 being the omega to the alpha of the cardinal number system 1 through 9 is that we assess what is no longer of value in our lives. And the trick, you guys have got to listen to me, the trick for you is to look at the emotional field and dive into the places where you cannot, let's just say that there's a old resentment, or your mental field is locked into an old story that happened a long time ago. And there's all these feels of blame, shame, guilt, being a victim, or being a martyr, right? Or not being understood. This is the challenge that the 9 always presents us. I know this number really well. I'm a 9 life path. Is to remain present in the here and now, because this is really what's happening right now in this second. 5 minutes from now, I'm going to be in a different zone than I am with you right now. And so will you. So think about the stuff, the feels. What are the things that are kind of outdated and done? And like, I got to let that go. How do you let it go? I call my mind Kate. I have a really tight relationship with Kate. It's a really loving relationship with Kate. And when Kate starts to go on this antiquated walk down this path that she knows really super well, I know that it is only going to produce more of the same. And that more of the same is a feeling that doesn't feel good to me. It makes me feel disempowered. It's less than. It's filled with loss and sorrow and sadness and woulda, shoulda, coulda, and regret and blame and shame and guilt, all this stuff. Or entitlement. That's really a good one too. Yeah. So I say to her, no, don't do that. We're not doing that today. That's the old. You know what? I send myself love, and I send that person or that situation or whatever it is, love. No, we are calling that a day. So keep working on that, all right? And the reason why this is so important for you is that the way that you're going to successfully navigate this 30-day run through September of letting go, letting go, letting go, in order to make way for the new, which is next month, which is a 10-month. And then we move to November, an 11-month, and we move to December, a 12-month, only to flip into January of 2024 in a 1-month. All this omega movement of create, 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 create. What do you want now? What do you want now? How do you want it? Where do you want it? Who do you want it with? What do you want inside of it? How do you want to express and be in all of it, right? We got to clean up the stuff that takes over our 24-hour period cycle when we're awake and it rolls into our sleep. So the reason why this is important for you threes is that how you're going to successfully navigate this month is through the number 3. All of us in September have a coupling up of our personal year with the directive itself of how to successfully navigate the month that we're in, right? Yes, if you don't know it, now you do. I got to take a deep breath because I'm going to talk about the 3 frequency. You've been living with this for 8 months now. You've been diving into the your expressive, heart-centered, expressive capabilities. You are talking. You are going into the creative venues of your own pipeline of inspiration, creativity, and the ability to speak it in truth, in integrity, with joy, and inspiring others to do the same. You are filled with self-confidence and self-value, and you know that what you are expressing, because it's the number of expression, it's the orator number. How do I speak? How and what am I speaking? And why am I speaking it, right? And how am I inspiring others? And what is it producing when I do this? I keep on having to hit my PC because I have notes down there and then I never look at them. Are you engaging in heartfelt conversation? And is it coming from a place where you are genuinely sharing your point of view and your point of being and value without, here it goes, guilt, shame, blame, martyr, victim? Can you park it in the place where you're letting all that go? Because the 3 energy inspires others to do the same. But first, they have to walk their talk and talk their walk. So this connection between the 3 and the 9 is huge because there are so many similarities here. And for September, this 9 frequency is not a request. It's a demand. This isn't an invitation. It is going to happen. There will be release around you in some way, shape, or form, regardless of your participation or not. So I'm really suggesting that you consciously choose the biggie for you guys. Let go and let in the emotions of, I'm okay, you are okay. I forgive you, and I forgive myself, and I'm going to lock into the core of my self-confidence and my self-value and my inspiration and my creativity, because I know, excuse me guys, lots of talking. I know that I am the living embodiment of being the example of that, you know? That's, all of us are doing that. All of us in one way, shape, or form. That's what we're striving for. Being completely, just unabashedly confident in our quirky, fantastic, brilliant, inspirational, you know, all our creativity is so vastly different And that is fantastic. I want that for myself. I want that for you. And I want for myself the ability to uniquely express that verbally, as I want that for you. And the trick is minus guilt, blame, shame, victim, martyr, all that stuff. That's kind of like, it covers the whole thing, right? Imagine yourself living a life where that is happening, and get a working relationship with your mental field, and know when your version of Kate, I strongly recommend everybody name their mental field. Name that little baby, because you want a healthy relationship with your mental field, which dumps into the mind, right? Say, don't go there. No, we're not doing that today. It's an old script. All right, so quickly, let's say you don't do any of that. I'm trying to find another way to say this. Let's say you say, yeah, Chris, I'm not going to do that. And you let yourself go into a default mode. Most of the time, you get this really low frequency of the expression of the 9 and the 3. And let's start with the 3. The 3 is lacking incredible self-confidence, lacking. And so therefore it starts to, point around and blame situations and circumstances for the reasons why they are lacking self-confidence. And it's other people's, issue and problem, and they start to focus on that, and that becomes their reality. And then they are judging, and they're critical of other people. They become incredibly focused on being perfectionists, because they have to control everything, because nobody else can help them, and they're the only ones that can do it, right? It really is a mess. And it is painful to live in that place. As I'm saying this, you're like, oh, I don't want to do that. Yeah, you don't. You have the choice just to say, no, we're not doing that today, right? And then also what the 9 does is the 9 retreats and becomes isolated, gets stuck in the mental field and over analyzing, and is not opening the heart and realizing that we're all connected, we're all one, and isn't life fabulous, right? What I have, I give to you because it makes me feel good. So you guys get going on the giddy up on the releasing the emotional old story, because you're about ready to create a new one, and you're preparing the soil and the terrain of creating a new one. Yeah? So release. If it means boxes, it's not so much for you guys, but if it means boxes of giving away, because the 8 global year, that's what it's all about, community and sharing our assets together in order to receive abundance, wealth, prosperity, recognition, and reward, all that kind of good stuff, go for it. But really for you, because 3, 6, and 9 is the numbers, are the numbers of inspirational creativity on steroids. You've got a bogey and a target, and you've got the energy around you to support it being done with grace and ease. Cool, right? Okay, questions, comments, pop them in right here, you guys. I will circle back around in a couple of weeks to drop in another video, and I'm sending you a lot of love. You know where to find me if you need me. Bye, guys.